All right, all praises to Yahweh, Basha, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle Elders in New York, GMS. And shalom to you, shalom and salutation to you, Yahweh in the world that's teaching truth in your lives and life on. Shalom to you, Serious Aqua. My name is Maya Ka'ala Pangad. This is part two. The so-called Negros are in Cain or Canaan. All right, so let's see. Continue again. I do not own this clip. Belongs to Archangel Michael. I don't know what she named, but anyway, she got a name and a picture in it. Make it all right. But anyway, it says right here, Section 107 criteria provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is of fair use, identifies certain type uses such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teacher, scholarship, and research as examples of activity that may qualify fair use. Section 107 calls for consideration for fact evaluating a question of fair use, right? Anyway, let's continue what she played, right? All right, what she said. Then again, then only belongs to Archangel Michael. Anyway, all right, so let's go right here. All right, so.
Like, toiling and slaving away. And if you want to go back even further to Noah, there is someone named...
Go back to... First of all, Cain was before Noah. All right. So I addressed Cain, established uh, Esau was Cain in reincarnation, that mark upon Cain was that leprosy. All right. So Esau past life was Cain, and also Esau was the serpent in the garden. All right, that serpent was a man, a dark skinned man. All right.
Canaan, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, and he's going to be a slave to his brothers." So that curse stands till this very day. That's why a lot of black people are always like, "Oh, we're slaves," blah blah.
All right, nobody's black, or it's so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitian skins, brown. All right, that curse be Cain ain't talking about that. All right, and this is why the reason the woman don't need to be teaching the Bible. All right, and this is a result of Esau's bad management of this earth, man, with this false doctrine. All right, so let's go right here. All right, what will exactly happen? Okay. All right, so all right, so sons and all these were dark melanated people, man. All right, brown skin people. All right, because you got these dumb Christians who like to teach that so-called Negroes are cursed with the curse of Ham. Ham wasn't cursed. Cain and his son were cursed. You got son, they'll say, okay, Cain was cursed with dark skin, which is not. All right, it's just a bunch of bull crap, right? Because you go in the scriptures. All right, matter of fact, what is that? All right, because Adam, this be Adam is from the ground. Okay, this is in Genesis chapter 4. All right, chapter 4, verse 12. When we're talking about Yahweh was getting judged on Cain, which is Esau in another life. And he's also called white man, right? He lost his color in that moment. All right, but right here is let me see, the ground. Let me see. Yep. Dominant. So Esau like to put like to say that it's I like to say Adama means red, but Adama means from the ground, right? But anyway, it says Adama, ground, country, ground. Right, it's trying to say, generally redness, right? So I mean the ground, all right, because Adam actually was Adam and Eve were actually Adam from a group called Adam, and Eve was a group called Eve. It's just two different groups, all right? That people from two different groups were basically closely related and married, all right? But anyway, all right, so it means ground land. All right, that's what Adama, Adam really means. All right, Adam, Adama, as I say, Adam in Lashon Kadash. All right, Paleo Hebrew also in Arabic. Will show you Arabic is a sister dialect of Hebrew. All right, we're Adama. All right, so there you go. All right, then try. You see how it plays where it says tawny-ish. What does tawny? Tawny mean brown. All right, brown. All right, so you see how they try to play up on it. It's all played itself and exposed itself, man. What's tawny means what? Dark brown, like what? Dark brown. These sisters right here, dark brown. All right, brown, rages of brown skin. Okay, you see. All right, watch out put tawny. You see how real dark brown she is. I don't know what nation she is, but she's dark brown. All right, watch this. I put tawny. Uh, Tawny. Letter. All right. You can see right here, Tawny letter. You got light Tawny, you got dark Tawny. Tawny coat. All right. Brown. All right. So it's not like because he's trying to say, oh, he's red, which is trying to say, oh, it's Rudy, but Rudy, like what? You put Rudy. Because they're trying to say pigment, unpigmented skin is Rudy, which is not. It's a ruddy, right? So there go brown right there, ruddy duck, right? Ruddy duck, ruddy puppy, right? All right, so there you go right here, ruddy puppy, ruddy dark brown, right? Okay, so all right, but anyway, in fact, let me get back to dark skin. So ranges of brown, right? The one that's dark is dark. You see the hair is black. You see tinges of brown within there, right? Right, this one here. Right. You see it. Right, you can see brown. All right. Because Dama, you dumb Chris, because Dama means from the ground. You go right here. It said during speaker colors indicate good soil are dark brown, red, and tan. Dark brown, red, and tan. All right. And Adam, all right, who got reincarnated in life as what Adam, Isaac, and Yahweh shall want everybody to call Jesus. So you mean to tell me that Yahweh gonna have his son, his inferior skin, some translucent skin with the flesh and flesh and blood showing through? I mean, it makes no sense, man. All right, and Adam, the race of Adam was sons of son of Yahweh. All right, wasn't no angels, man. And that's it. The old doctrine that the angels were lusting out of women. All angels are spirit. They don't have sex. Man, we'll do another video on that too. All right. All right. But anyway, I don't know why it's a lot. Go right here. All right. So it says right here, the German speaking colors that indicate good soil are dark brown. So Yahweh's not going to give ban Allah, which is which was us, the Adam, right? That was us, Yasha'al, in the past life. All right. There is like so-called Negros, Latino, Native Americans. All right, we was called Bun Allah before Bun Yasha'Allah, but Bun Allah, that was us in um in our past life as a whole nation. All right. All right. So most time we're gonna give us no inferior trans of skin of flesh and blood showing red. That ain't make no sense, man. All right, but anyway, it says, generally speaking, colors that indicate good soul are dark brown, red, and tan. Dark brown suggests the soul has a good percentage organic matter. Red reflects the oxidized iron content of the soil, reddish brown color. All right, why dark soil is better? The darker the color, the more decomposed organic matter. In other words, a greater percentage of organic matter have finished the process of breaking down into humus. Also, in the dark soil, it contains sodium. As sodium contains organic matter, hovers dispersed more evenly through the soil. What does healthy soil look like? Sanitary soil, clopinian, underground animal plants, such as earthworm, fungi. Soil rich in organic matter tends to be darker and crumbles off the roots of plants. You pull up a healthy, spread out ground is also a sign of good soil. All right. All right. It says, right, is black dirt good? So meaning very dark brown, sir. So many garden fields can be attributed to bad soil. The more organic material you have in your soil, the more nutrients you have. The nutrients give in good soil is dark color. So your soil is very sandy or very red, black from clay. You want to add compounds to your soil. All right, say all right, man. All right. What color is unhealthy soil? All right, but pale brown, yellow soil decaying. That organic amount of are low. Generally means poor fertility and structure. All right, so Esau claimed that Adam was actually Yahushua had translucent skin, flesh, and blood showing the red, but it said he come out the ground, so they said healthy soil is very dark brown or so-called black. All right, so that's a cut from you Edomites. Okay, all right, so that's a cut for you Edomites. Edomites like to say Adam was so-called white man. All right, but anyway, so let's see, all right, so let's see, all right, so let's get back into it. All right. So let's go back to the curse of Canaan. All right. Um. So the curse of Canaan was what? All right. So go right here. All right. So these are three sons of Noah. All of them was whole earth, whole spirits. All these were dark skinned people. I've established that. All right. They descendants of Adam, melanated people. All right. It says right here, and Noah began to be a husband. All right. And Noah began to be a husband. He planted a vineyard. All right. And he drank of the wine, was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. All right. It says right here, and Ham, the father of Canaan. All right. Ham means hot, warm. All right. The father of Canaan saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren, right? So Ham is being a jackass. All right. Mocking his father. Hey, look at Pop. Pop's got so drunk, man. He took his clothes off. He butt naked. All right. So that's what Ham was doing. All right. And Ham is forefather of the so-called Africans. All right. You know, the Zulus, the Egyptians, etc., the Canaanites. All right. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. All right. But anyway, so he mocking his father. All right. told his brethren out. And Shem and Japheth took a garment. All right. And Shem and Japheth took a garment. All right, but basically just mocking the father being naked and drunk. All right, but anyway, it says, and Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both of their shoulders. All right, went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. All right, and their faces were backward. They saw not their father's nakedness. All right. Okay, and Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. All right, so Yah revealed what um, Ham did, mocking him, right, for being drunk and naked. All right, when you get alcohol, you'll seal your body up. It gets hot. You get hot and everything. All right, so it's already hot over in that area, right? So just want to cool off, you know. All right, that's why people that get drunk up in Chicago, they go up to the lake, get that nice cool air out the lake at nighttime. Nice little breeze and stuff, but they don't be naked, but it be hot. All right. Okay, it says, well, and Noah awoke from his wine, knew what his younger son had done unto him, and he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servant shall he be unto his brethren. All right. Servant of servant shall he be. All right, so put the curse on Canaan, not Ham. All right, because you got these people out here that like to teach that it's the curse of Ham. No. You got people like H. and Watchmen who like to say so-called Negros are Canaan, and this the curse of Cain is slavery 1619, which is not. All right, it's not. Right, it's not the curse of. As Job is called. Job is called now. He went to Fopi. Fopi gave him a boot, so now he with H. and Watchmen. All right, man. So I see him comment. He said that 1619 the curse of Ham, but Ham was cursed. Cain was cursed. All right, so my brother got to get grounded in the scriptures, man. All right, can't be on the fence and wait and see what's sad gonna be right, man. We need to study. So but anyway, let me see. It's a curse be Cain and his servant should be. So Cain was cursed, not him. All right, and he said, "Blessed be Yahweh, power Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant." All right, and it says what? And the Most High shall enlarge Japhet. All right, Japhet gonna be a large nation. Go to the Polynesians, the Holland over there, the Micronesians, the Aborigines, all the Polynesian island stuff. All right, but yeah, here's like some on them. All right, but anyway, he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. That's talking when Joshua came and conquered the land of the Canaans, and then a group of Canaanites drawers. Oh, we see wood and water. Right here, all right, wood and water. He's conquered the land. They was slaughtering the Canaanites. Right, wait. Yeah, right here, go right here. All right, they can't servitude, man. Joshua 9:21. Also, I'm gonna get some more scriptures. All right. It said Joshua 9:21. The princess said, "Let the not the princess, the prince said unto them, Let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water to all congregation as the prince had promised them." And Joshua called for them. He spake on them, saying, "Wherefore had ye beguiled us, saying, We are very far from you when you dwell among us. Now therefore you are cursed, and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of wood and drawers of water for my house, for the house of my power." And they answered, Joshua said, "Because it was certainly told thy servants how thy power commanded certain Moses to give all your land, to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Therefore we were so afraid our lives because of you, Yeah, those, all right, so that's that curse, man. All right. That Yahweh gonna destroy most of those Canaanites, right? And then the rest of them come service, right? Because you go to even Leviticus 18, all right, you see all the abominations, see witchcraft, incest, all right, right here. What they doing right here says Leviticus 18:21. That's why y'all got them out of that land also too. It says Leviticus 18. Because that land's holy. That land over there, Canaan. All right. It says Leviticus, and it was promised to us anyway. All right, a solid land. All right, but anyway, it said Leviticus 18:21. It said, "Thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Moloch, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh." All right, you see all abomination, homosexuality, incest. All right, it says right here, Leviticus 18:24, "Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled, which I cast out before you." All right, so that's that curse Yahweh cast them out of that land, man. All right, now if you go to let's see right here. Let me see. Go to what the apocrypha. All right. Go to Wisdom Solomon. It's gonna talk about the further curse. All right. Let's see, with Wisdom Solomon. I believe. Let me see. Yep, it says right here. Wisdom Solomon chapter 12, 1 4. The incorruptible spirits, all things, therefore chastise thou them by little, they offend and warns them by putting them in remembrance when they offended, that leaving their wickedness, that they believe unto thee, O Yahweh. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of Father both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land, who the old inhabitants of the Holy Land, the Canaanites, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifice, with that human sacrifice, right? Also, thou mercy murderers of children, devourers of man's flesh, and feasts of blood. It says, with, all right, let's see. All right, all the wicked sacrifices, probably like, because they should sacrifice pigs, unclean animals, and stuff. All right, but right here saying also the mercy of murders of children, devours of man's flesh, and feasts of bloods, with the human sacrifice, including that too. But anyway, it says, with their priests out of the midst of their idolaters, uh, with their priests out of the midst of idolatrous crew, the parents that killed with their own hands souls that that's to help the land which esteemeth above all other might receive a word for economy of God's children who dead the Israelites. All right, nevertheless, even those thou sparest and men did thou send wasps forerunners of thy host to destroy them little by little. Not that thou was not able to bring ungodly on the hand of the righteous battle, or to destroy them at once the cruel beast with one rough word, by asking judgment upon them little and little, thou giving them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they was a naughty generation, their mouths was bred in them, and their cogitation will never be changed. For it was a cursed seed from the beginning, neither didst thou for the fear of any man giving a pardon for those things where they sinned. All right, so it was seared on them to be like that, man. That's part of that curse. Doing it, being all idolatrous and everything, man. All right. Okay, so yeah, well, that's what it is, man. All right. All right, it's talking about the curse of Cain. Talking about they get driven out that land. They can't help but to be wicked. All right, and them being servitude, man. All right, they can't get right, man. All right, they can't get right. All right, she talking about the video. They could turn to God now, man. All right, all right. Cause what Jake always, even the wicked Jake always has some righteous, some code about them. You know, they're always seeking the Heavenly Father. You know, all right, but yeah, man. All right, all right. So they was eat people, devour some man flesh. Wow. And there's a video where Hamites eating people, man. All right. All right. With the wicked sacrifice, they was sacrificing unclean animals. They also sacrificing humans. All right. But yeah, Jake don't like the sight of blood, man. So-called Negros, man. So she going off. All right. All right. So it's another thing. I don't know what the curse of Canaan, because the ancient Watchmen teach that. All right. Because it's right here. All right. It says right here. Because they're trying to say Ezekiel 28 is talking about the so-called Negro. It's not. Ezekiel 28 is Dopho. It's talking about the nation, the actual nation Canaan back then, and then it's modern time. It's talking about Esau. The scriptures are two-folded, and that's what Zion Lex can't get that when we talk about Isaiah 7:14. All right, the child of Isaiah. That's the sign of Ahaz, double-folded, man. It's also talking about your house. All right. But anyway, it says Ezekiel 28:1. It said the word Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Ezekiel 28:2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrese, thus said Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the seat of the seas, yet thou art a man and not Most High. Thou hast set thy heart in the heart of the Most High. Who is this? It's Esau, man. Matter of fact, you go to Isaiah 14. All right, go right here. All right, so ancient watchers like to teach that it's talking about man, the black man is God. No, it's not talking about so-called Negro Judah claim to be God, which they are gods. All right, but guess what? They're gods of the nation of Israel. All right, not Canaan. What's he trying to teach, man? All right. Anyway, it says Isaiah 14:1. Um, where is that? Let me see. Yeah. Isaiah 14:14. It says Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of what Luke me light bearer. All right, could go back to Ezekiel 20. It says what? He's wiser than Daniel. I mean, he's had knowledge. All right. O Lucifer, son of morning, how art thou cut down to the ground when this the naked when which this weakened the nations, right? Esau going around conquering the nations, man. All right. So fugitive is a vagabond. He's a fugitive, man. With fugitive is on the run for doing wicked things. So Esau got a lot of things to pay for, man. All right. It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will send into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the star. I will sit above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, the sides of the north. I will send above the heights of God. I will be like the Most High. It's Esau, man. He said he will be like the Most High right here. All right, Obadiah chapter 1. All right. Hold on. It says right here, the vigil Obadiah thus said, Yahweh concerning Edom, we heard a rumor. Let me see. Right here, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3, it said, the pride of thy heart had deceived thee. Thou dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. Well, back in ancient time, Esau dwelled what? No, the cliffs of the rock, those Caucasus Mountains. All right, today is what? Those mountains, what? Those tall buildings. right? Those big high rises and stuff. Man, it's Esau doing that, man. All right, ain't no so-called Negroes. All right, doing it, man. Let me see. Right, let's see. Try to get something else, but anyway. Let's see. Come back to that later. All right. Let's see those high rises. These are like to be no penthouses and stuff all up in the air. Buildings. You see all our buildings and stuff. All right. See, Esau like to be in them buildings. Buildings of what? Rock. Right. Jake Skidite. So Ezekiel 28 is not talking about so-called Negroes, man. All right. All right. So it's Esau. He's proud. He wants to. Esau known to be proud and everything, man. You know, like my father used to tell me, well, he said Edom, he said, white boys are real proud, man. You know, I told him one time how back in the day I used to go to Forest City Mall and this damn Edomite was looking at me. It was really getting on my damn nerves. On the clock his ass. You know, but I couldn't. You know, excuse my French, I couldn't, man. You know, we was in a food court by Sam Goody Records, man. Dude give me a look. I really want to crack that Edomite in his jaw. All right, you know. But anyway, well, he was looking at me and stuff, man. All right, so Esau's proud, man. Esau proud, man. He can't do nothing. Esau think he could, trying to get technology, trying to start tornadoes and hurricane, earthquake stuff. He's not gonna be able to do that because the power of Yahweh. All right. It says, son of man, sounds like the prince of Tyrus. Tyrus, all right. That's Prince Tyrus. That's Esau, all right. Canaan, Tyrus. All right, because you go down here, it says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. Esau do have knowledge. You know, Esau had the knowledge of going around conquering, collect what the knowledge of you know, specific information about various names. There is no secret that can hide from thee. All right. So Esau, he's wiser than the average Jake, man. You know, he know things, man. He's a mad scientist. He constantly searching, man. All right. Okay, it says, with thy wisdom, with thy understanding, thou hast gotten rich, right? Esau, man, thy wisdom, base your experience with and knowledge. All right, knowledge through experience. Thou had gotten the rich, had gotten gold and silver in thy treasure, right? Conquer all these different nations by thy great wisdom and by traffic. Thou has right. Esau not do certain things, man. You know, it said by thy great wisdom and by thy great traffic, thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Right? You know, Esau got through wisdom, got that old money. Then he got that money from enslaving the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and scamming other nations. All right. Thou hast increased thy riches, thy heart is lifted up because thy rich. That's Esau proud. I did this, I conquered this land, and this and that. That trap is what? That trading it, that export and import, man. You go right here to Revelation 18. All right, and this is, you know, it's some America Salak. Put this in. Well, I guess it did work. All right, it says right here, lament for Babylon. It says, "What and the kings of the earth who committed fornication, live delicious with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning standing far off for the fear of torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for an hour thy judgment is come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold, silver, precious stone, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, of thy wood, all manner of vessels, ivory, all manner of vessels, more precious wood, brass, iron, marble, cinnamon, oil, ointments, frankincense, wine, oil, fine flour, wheat, beasts, sheep, horses, chariots, slaves, who slaves the Israelites. And also right now is what? So-called white slavery. And then he also, from Africa, man, they getting Hamites, set them up, pretend like they adopt them, some of them enslave them. Souls of men and the fruits of thy soul lusted. But you could see right in the fruits that thy soul lust are departed from thee. All things which are dancingly and goodly are departed from thee. Thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of the things which were made rich by her shall stand far off for fear of torment, weeping well. Right. It said, Alas, the great city which was clothed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and decked with gold, precious stones, and pearls. For 1 hour so the great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster, all the company's ships and sailors, as men and trade by sea, stood far off, and cried when they saw the smoke of burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? That cast dust on their heads, cried, weeping, wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein thou were made rich, that all the ships in the sea, by the reason of costliness, for 1 hour she was made desolate. Rejoice over thou heaven, ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High had avenged you on her. Yep. All right. And that goes right here. Right. So the traffic is that trade, those exporting, importing. All right. And this is right here. He said, but therefore said Yahweh, I'm gonna skip right here, verse 6. Therefore said Yahweh, because thou hast set thy heart, the heart of God, who's saying that Esau, proud man. Behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, and terrible nation. They shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom. They shall defile thy brightness with the sword of thermonuclear missiles, man. We'll shoot missiles on America. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them thou slain in the midst of the sea. All right, man, you're going to be brought down, man. All right, wherefore thou shalt say before him, slay thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man, and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the All right, thou shalt die the devil and circumcision by the hand of strange, for I have spoken right. Esau gonna be brought down, America gonna be destroyed, man. All right. Shall be brought down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of men, thou slain in the midst of the sea. Because you go back to Isaiah 14, it says what? Uh, it says what? Isaiah 14. All right. Go right here. Okay, let me see. Isaiah 14. It says, how thou art fallen from heaven, loose the son of man, how thou art cut down to the ground, which weakens the nation. Right, because Esau known the carcass of the nation with his, all right, conquering the nations and stuff, man. All right, it says, all right, let me see. Yet thou shalt be brought down to the hill, to the sides of the pit, and they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth tremble, did shake the kingdoms? Right, Esau conquering the nations and taking their land, taking their resources, man. All right, they made the world a wilderness, destroyed the city that opened not the house of the prisoners. All right. But anyway, all right. But there you go right here. It says, thou shalt be brought down to hell outside the way Esau brought down, man. All right. They should what say? They that see this should never look at it and consider saying, This the man that made a hurt to right. Esau gonna be brought down. People are like, man, this weak guy right here, this one going around, this one conquered the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. The prince of powers and the rest of the heathen nation had to fear this weak guy right here. Because y'all put Esau on top, man. Why? Because The Israelite according to 2 Ezra chapter 6:54. We Israelites, we violate the law, statute, commandments, but that fact changed. All right. 2 Ezra chapter 6:54, 50. 2 Ezra chapter Salat. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, it says Esau's the end of the world, Jacob's beginning of that falling. All right, so Esau's gonna be brought down, all right, brought down hard and revealed to be a punk. All right, and the next nation rule is what? Israel, the so-called Negros, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right, so Canaan, Canaan is not the so-called Negroes. All right, in Ezekiel 28, it's not talking about it's not talking about when they talking about died and missed the seas. It's not talking about the so-called Negroes being thrown overboard in slavery. Because guess what? The Northern Kingdom, Ephraim, was thrown off the slave ships. All right, get that right here. And Canaan wasn't prophesied in Deuteronomy 28 and third to get their women raped by the men, their women they marry or engaged to get raped, or to do all the work on a farmland, don't reap the benefits or build a house. Canaan wasn't cursed like that. Canaan wasn't cursed to forget their heritage. Deuteronomy 28 and 29, and Jeremiah 17:4. And Canaan wasn't prophesied to remember themselves in Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. And Canaan wasn't prophesied to go by different bywords in Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Canaan women, all right, Canaan women, when she made a video, one cursed to get bald head. She literally said out her own mouth why the so-called Negro women are bald head. And this is the curse of Israelites, not Canaanites. In fact, I'm gonna play it. She fell upon her own sword, man. Well, really, our sword, because that Bible belongs to us. All right. So show this again. All right. All right. So on the session 107, play this clip. All right. Used for educational reasons. Right here, you can see it. All right. So it falls in fair use. I'm gonna play that clip, and I'm going to a Kermon video. All right. So right here. All right.
God himself did that to you. God Almighty, my husband, did that to you. Let me read to you what the Lord God says.
Ain't your husband.
Because remember, there's a lot of these, you will know a man by his fruits. There's all these like black women claiming to be the bride of Christ, and many church people out there claiming Jesus was black. But to their shame follows them everywhere. You'll know a man by his fruits. Look at Africa, and now all the African women are bald-headed, and this is
all African women ain't bald. All right, there's like women. You got Israelites in Africa, man. All right, so she trying to equate. Anyway, and I ain't meant to go this long, but the Most High only punish Israel. All right, Israel's only given the laws, statutes, commandments. All right, let's see. Amos. All right. All right, Canaan wasn't cursed for violating laws, statutes, commandments. It wasn't given to Canaan. All right, the rest of they weren't cursed. All right, due to having the law, statutes, commandments. Only Israel gonna be cursed. That chapter talk about Israel should read out in Isaiah chapter 3. All right, it says right here, Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It said, "Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have unknown all the families of the earth, therefore I'll punish you for all your nigger." How did Yahweh know? Knowing about what? The law, statutes, commandments. All right. Psalms 147, verse 19. All right. It says Psalms 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statute, judgment unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgment, they have not known. Praise ye Yahweh. All right. So other nations don't know Yahweh. All right. So the so-called Africans can't be cursed. All right. With that curse of the scalp. because they're not Israelites. Only Israelites could be cursed with that, particularly the southern kingdom. All right here, Jeremiah 10:25. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, upon the families that call not on thy name, for they had eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and made his habitation death. It says, where pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not. All right, so Africans wasn't cursed with bald head or scalp and everything, man. It was only Israelites. The southern, it falls heavy on the southern kingdom. All right, not no Africans, man. All right, not no Hamites, only Israelites, the southern kingdom.
This is what God says about that. The Lord says, the women of Zion are haughty, walking around with outstretched necks. You know how they're always like this with the attitude, like haughtiness, okay? The women of Zion are haughty, walking along with outstretched necks, flirting with their eyes, strutting along with swaying hips, all that twerking, with ornaments jingling on their ankles. Therefore, the Lord will bring swords on the heads of the women of Zion. The Lord will make their scalps bald. In that day, the Lord will snatch away their finery, the bangles and headbands and crescent necklaces, the earrings and bracelets and veils.
All right, so there you go right there, man. All right, so the so-called Negroes aren't in Cain. They aren't Cain or Canaan. All right, and let me play this clip. All right, so again, I do not own this to Caramayu. All right, how you say his name? Right, so let me show this right here. All right, put the ice on the cake. All right, we'll show that last clip. All right, so it's following section 107, educated reasons. All right, so do not own this video belongs to Caramiah. Right, this talking about the Northern Kingdom thrown in the midst of the ocean, because ancient watchmen teach that the so-called Negroes being thrown overboard in the ocean is talking about Ezekiel 28 and where is that? You get that. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and I like to teach that verse. Right there, verse 28, Ezekiel 28 is talking about so-called niggas be thrown in the ocean, but Ephraim, the Arwoks, and the tiny was thrown in the ocean too. So are they Canaanites? No, they're Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim. All right, the Hispaniola is Ephraim, and the other side of the Middle that's Simeon. All right, so it's not talking about that. Verse 8 is talking about the downfall of Esau. All right, in today modern time. All right. Anyway, all right. It's also done for this talking about ancient times, talking about the actual Canaan, because and it's today modern time talking about Edom. All right, being brought down. All right, which he will be brought down. All right, so again, do not own this. All right, so here you go right here, Caramine. All right.
It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year. Free installation on all windows, siding, and doors. No
Grab the rest, as much as anyone that desired it, which was done. And when each man was thus provided with slaves, there still remained about 400 to whom permission was granted to go where they wished. Among them were many women with children still at suck, since they were afraid that we might return to capture them once again. And in order to escape us the better, they left their children anywhere on the ground and began to flee like desperate creatures. And some fled so that they found themselves at 7 or 8 days distance from our community at Isabella, beyond the mountains and across enormous rivers. Consequently, they will henceforth be captured only with great difficulty. So eventually, they all were captured or they all died from disease. such as the beginning of the operation here. This is the beginning. We're talking about the real slave trade of the operation here. Now is the conclusion. But when we reach the waters of Spain, around 200 of these Indians died. So on the way to Spain, 200 died. I believe because of the unaccustomed air, which is colder than theirs. So they froze to death. We cast them into the sea.
Bam, there you go. All right. There you go, man. All right. It was proved that Ezekiel 28 is not talking about the so-called Negros of Cain, and they've been thrown off the ship. That means they can't know, man. It's not talking about that. All right. So-called the Indians of Hispaniola, which is even Simeon, they thrown off the ship, man. All right. Because they died, and they died. They didn't want that smell and everything. Just threw them off the ship, man. All right. It had nothing to do with the curse of Canaan, man. All right. They got nothing to do with Ezekiel 28 verse 8, man. All right. So the so-called Negroes are not Cain, and they're not Canaanites, man. All right. So shalom. Hope you've been edified. Shalom.